It's very interesting. I think one of the things that is important to see is how we've gotten to where we are. So even if you think of a decade back, cross-border payments would take days. You send money from Philippines or Singapore to make an education payment in the US, take 2 to 3 days, very hard to track where the money is, what the costs are. And today, that same payment can happen as close to instantly as possible. So on Wise today, 60% of our transactions happen end to end in less than 20 seconds. And that's how we define instant. So this advent towards making cross-border remittances instant is one of the biggest changes that we've seen over the past few years, and find ourselves in the privileged position of having driven a lot of this. So I think the one thing that we are seeing across the world is customer expectations are changing very rapidly. And this is both driven by the digital nature of the space that we live in, the domestic transactions becoming so low cost, so instant. And so this customer expectation will continue to evolve. And it's important for financial service providers, including banks and others, to be able to deliver on this customer expectation. And what that would mean for banks and partners around the world would be to try and relook at their cross-border payments and money movement stack and build efficiency in that to be able to deliver to this customer expectation. And we do this today with more than 85 partners around the world that have chosen Wise Platform as their infrastructure to really enable this cross-border money movement. In fact, one of the largest banks in Indonesia, Mandiri Bank, today, a year into our partnership, processes 66% of their transactions end to end in less than 20 seconds. This is money that's moving from Indonesia to a recipient in UK or in Singapore and Australia, which is incredible. So this changing customer expectation requiring banks to relook at the way that low value cross-border remittances takes place is a very interesting and unique challenge, and we've been driving some of the change in that space. A lot of 2025, we see direct access to local payment schemes. So whether that's in Singapore, the regulator coming up with Fast and Pay Now and allowing non-banks and financial service providers access to it. In Japan, we just announced, again, direct access to an RTP scheme. A lot of the investment from regulators' focus has been on making the domestic payment rails more instant, right? So how do we help with the interoperability of these domestic payment schemes and connect them is a very unique opportunity for fintechs who have a little bit more of a technology first mindset to go in and create this unique infrastructure to make cross-border money movement happen transparently and at low cost. I do feel that that's a very large, exciting opportunity that we find ourselves in 2025 at.